Ladies and gentlemen, g'day, g'day. Oh my god. I have waited and waited. I've been anxious. I have been anxious to make this video. Like, honest to God, I have been anxious to make this video. I mean, people have been going crazy in my comment section on the video I made yesterday, saying, oh, you missed out all these points. How can you talk about all this stuff and be so happy? The hell are you, I've had comments where like, the fuck are you smoking, bro? Seriously, I've unsubscribed from your YouTube channel. Cool. Not my problem. If you choose to unsubscribe, that's your choice. I'm not here to force anyone to sub or not to sub. That is your choice. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions. I merrily was extremely excited to see what the new Blitz is going to be like. I was just reacting. That's all I was. I was reacting to the video posted by Blitz, as we can see right here. Blitz uploaded the video. I straight away jumped on and I recorded my live reaction. Do keep in mind, they dropped hints here and there in the video, but there wasn't really any concrete information about what the hell this video was about and what certain aspects of this video is. So this is what this video today is going to be about. We're going to break things down. We're going to talk about why this is the largest update ever in World of Tanks Blitz and how this is going to change Blitz forever. Like, honestly, this is going to change Blitz forever. There are some good things and there are some bad things. In my opinion, I can't really form a formative sort of judgment at this point because, well, let's face it, I haven't played on the test server yet, so I can't really tell you. But without further ado, let's get right into the video and let's discuss, now that I have information, the certain aspects of this video, and we're going to break it down together. First and foremost, what you see in front of you here, this is a set, okay? These are sets. So what happens is, basically, you will, in case you're wondering, you'll notice that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's 6 and 7. Those are your tiers now. Your tiers 1 to 3 are going to be considered vintage, right? So anything from tier 1 to 3 is going to be considered a vintage tier, and anything after that is, your regular tiers. So tier 4s, tier 5, tier 6, tier 7. Tier 7s are going to be the new tier 10. So the tier 10 is now going to be dropped down to tier 7. I know it's confusing for some people, but hear me out, right? Tiers 1 to 3 are going to be considered the vintage tiers. So that's anything from tier 1 all the way to tier 4 and tier 5, right? And then you had tier 4, which is tier 6 and tier 7, if I'm not mistaken. And then you have tier 5, which is tier 8, tier 6, which is tier 9, and tier 7, which is all the tier 10 tanks. Now, there is also some confusion as to whether or not we're going to keep all of our tanks that we've researched, all the tanks that we've had. Yes, you are going to keep everything that you've got. All the tanks that you've researched, all the tanks that you've purchased over the years and that you've won in crates, you're keeping all of them. Wargaming are not removing them. Unless, this is a big unless it is one of the tanks that Wargaming are going to be removing. Yes, Wargaming have announced they're going to be removing certain tanks. Why is that? Well, we don't know what these tanks are going to be, but you are going to be compensated for it, don't you worry. If they remove it, it will be compensated. That's what they said. Now, we don't know what it may be, but nonetheless, let's have a look here. So this is the, I'm assuming, the German set. As you can see, level 1 is the VK3001H. Now, if you don't know what the VK3001H is, well, sorry, T2, the VK3001H, it's kind of, it's an old tank. It's a 5.5 tank. So basically, a lot of 5.5 tanks, they are now going to be considered vintage tanks, which means Wargaming are going to basically introduce a vintage game mode where you'll be able to play your vintage tanks against other vintage tanks. So essentially, seal clubbing, right? It's what it is. It's seal clubbing. There's no way to sugarcoat it. It's seal clubbing, okay? So, a few months after the update, Wargaming will be releasing a vintage game mode, as I was saying, where you will be able to play those tanks. Now, just so you know, okay, the update itself is most likely going to be officially released in the next 3 to 5 months. Give it between 3 to 5 months. There's no specific date, but I'd say about 3 to 5 months, we're going to officially see the release of Blitz Reforged. So, you know, don't be too much in the pickle. Okay? And as I was saying, the vintage tier, basically, so any low tier tanks that are in your garage, they'll be grouped into vintage sets. And a lot of these tanks, I want to reiterate, it's very important. If you have low tier tanks that you've sold over the years, you want to keep those tanks, get them back right now. I'm going to make a separate video where I showcase a tutorial of how you can buy back your tanks without paying double the price and without going through VRT. People are freaking out, oh, VRT is leaving, blah, 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 oh, shit, blah, blah. Relax. The VRT system anyway is rubbish because it's an automated system that charges you double regardless of whether you sold the tank yesterday or whether you sold a tank 4 years ago. They're still going to charge you double because it's an automated system. It just assumes automatically that you basically sold the tank yesterday. So there's a whole different way to do a different ticket system. I'm going to show you how I restored over 30 of my tanks using the old system. A lot of those tanks were bought back with credits. So I'm going to make a tutorial on how to do that, so no fret. Okay, talking about the introduction of vintage tier. So all existing tier 4 to 10 tanks will be dropped down by 3 tiers. So that's how the tier system works. As you can see down below here with the the German tanks, right? As you can see, they'll be dropped down by 3 tiers essentially, right? So current tier 4 is going to be tier 1 in the new update. Current tier 10 is going to be tier 7. So I was a little bit wrong there. So tier 4 is going to be tier 1. Tier 5 is going to be tier 2. Tier 6 is going to be tier 3 and onwards and upwards until you get to tier 10, which is going to be tier 7, basically, in the new update. Vintage vehicles won't be matched in battle with any other tiers. They're going to have a separate game mode, as I was saying, it's going to be the vintage game mode that they'll release a few months after the update. You'll still have your tanks. Your tanks will be there in a different area of the garage, but you can't physically play them in a match. You probably will be able to play them in a training room, but that's about it. I mean, most people that have lower tier tanks, they just got it because they're a collector, just like I am, right? You're collecting those tanks. Ideally, you're not really going to use them, really. Let's face it. Now, in terms of researching your tanks, boy, there was a little point here that was dropped from one of the people. I'm not going to mention the names. One of the guys mentioned that it is essential for you to buy back any tanks that you have researched in the tech tree. Because obviously the tech trees are getting reworked. So it is advisable that any tanks that you have in the tech tree that you are thinking of buying back but haven't bought back yet, I would highly suggest you do so. Grind your credits and do it now, because trust me, it is going to there's going to come a time when the update comes that you will not be able to buy back those tanks. It's going to be, you'd have to research them again, basically. So any tanks that you've researched in the tech tree, buy them back now, trust me, because you won't be able to do it again. You basically have to start over again. If you've researched a line, you only got the tier 10 tank, buy back the tier 9, the tier 8, the tier 7, the tier 6, just have them in your garage. Because I guarantee you, it's not going to be good, okay? So that is a bit of advice that I thought I would share with you, okay? Now, the commanders thing. Here we go. The unique commanders. So these things here, these guys here, these characters here, okay? Now, this is where a lot of the controversy was. A lot of people were saying, what the hell's this? It looks like some Fortnite BS. Oh, it's war robots all over again. Why did Wargaming do this? Look, I am not going to say I am entirely on board with this. I'm not. But I will say, having commanders is really cool. My only issue is that they have these interesting characters. Like, why not have, like, actual historic, or not like but like historically accurate commanders? Like, for German tanks, have German commanders. Have a German commander with a German commander's uniform, and have him on the turret, for example, of a Tiger 1. Oh, look at this, you know. Otto, you know. What about the Soviets? Have a Soviet tank commander. The Japanese have a Japanese tank commander, a Chinese tank commander, an American tank commander, a British tank commander, and a European tank commander like Swedish or whatnot. Why do we have people like Duncan? But the premise of these tank commanders is, these commanders I should say, is that they give you certain perks. Now, as you know, we have crew skills, and these crew skills that you can actually train the more you play. The more games you play and the more aces you get, and, you know, whether it's a mastery first class, second class, whatever, and you specifically train specific skills, right, like marksmanship and being able to cap the base quicker and traversing the turret quicker and, you know, reloading the gun quicker, you know, or if you're on low hit points, having a quicker reload because you're sort of in a panic. Well, these commanders are going to be replacing crew skills. Yeah, that's right. They're going to be replacing crew skills. Now, in this essence, I don't agree with this. I do not support this. I don't like this idea that suddenly crew skills are just going to go away. But, hear me out. Crew skills is something that a lot of people literally have zero idea of what the hell's going on, or how they should improve their crew skills, or how does it matter, or like why does it matter to improve your crew skills and grind them. A lot of people just forget that there even is crew skills, but there are legitimately crew skills, and surprise, surprise, not many people know about that. So anyway, that is the tank commanders. Do I agree with them? I am half and half. I don't know. I'm a bit half and half on this. I do not know how I think about this. In some aspects, it's cool. In other aspects, they could have done a lot better with the character designs. Like, they could have made them look like tank commanders instead of something out of Fortnite. Like, honestly. So I agree with you guys there. But, yeah, I don't know. This is something I just don't know about. But that is what these tank commanders are. So, let's just go back a little bit. This is the new UI, right? Here we go. Alpenstadt. So, Alpenstadt has been... There are certain maps on this in this game. This looks like Dead Rail. Oh, yeah, it looks like Dead Rail, actually, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so a lot of people were speculating what that map was. That was Canal. That is Canal that's been visually reworked. I believe this is Dead Rail, if I'm not mistaken. This could be Dead Rail or a new map entirely. Speaking of maps, Lost Temple and Mirage are making a comeback to Blitz. Hooray! They are making a comeback to Blitz. Who would have thought that two of the most loved maps in all of the game and the most nostalgic maps in all the game is making a comeback? Who would have thought? Pretty crazy, I know. But yeah, they're making a comeback to Blitz, and it's going to be awesome to see that again. Now, let us talk about certain other things. In the current version of Blitz, crew leveling is quite complex and creates huge gap between veteran players and newbies. We added tank commanders based on these goals. Make the game more diverse and leveling up more understandable. So, the premise of having the commanders is, having crew skills and whatever really does differentiate between a veteran player and a new player. Okay, I get that, but like at the same time, perhaps you should focus more on maybe developing player skills and understanding of why crew skills are essential to be a better player and make your tank perform better, instead of introducing these commanders that undoubtedly look like they're reskinned Fortnite characters. Like, come on, man. Like, I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, why don't you guys focus on actually improving the freaking understanding of the game, getting the player base to understand what the hell's going on? Okay, so their understanding is the reason why they added the commanders is make the game more diverse and leveling up more understandable. So commanders can be assigned to different tanks. Okay, make the feature more accessible to new players. You get your first commanders at the start and level them up over time. So from my understanding is when you start the game, you get a commander and you can level him up or level her up. Okay, I get it. Which is basically like crew skills. With crew skills, when you first start the game and you have, you start off, you basically build on each type of tank, the tank type, the skills that are basically assigned to that tank type, right? It takes a long time to get to level 1, level 3, 4, 5, and 6, and beyond that, and you have to use combat XP as well. I can sort of get where they're coming at because it's too complex, but that's on them for making a system so complex. Even veteran players struggle to understand what the hell crew skills are all about. And also personalize gameplay. So all commanders have unique skills which basically give you perks on the battlefield. right? They give you like extra, I'm assuming it's extra provisions almost, or extra consumables sort of thing that automatically clicks on when you come. But I'm just like, okay, cool, I get that. But at the same time, why? Why would you make the tank commanders look so weird for? They look like cartoon characters. This is a tank game with some historically accurate tanks and some that are made up. But at the same time, it's meant to be a tank game. Freaking give us tank commanders for God's sake, not these crappy freaking Fortnite BS crap. Anyway, my point is, the physics as well is, important. So this is Normandy, right? This is what you see here. This is Normandy, okay? So Normandy clearly has been reworked. It looks like the ship in the background actually has a proper looking fire, right? You can see, the interface is interesting. It's very similar to what we have in Blitz right now, but it's also it's like modernized almost. I like it, but at the same time, I don't like it because we're so used to the old one. Anyway, and Wargaming also said, we do understand that this is a big change, so we strongly encourage players to join the Ultra Test and try all the new things, including commanders, practice, share their thoughts, blah, 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 blah. Okay, fair enough. So look, overall, there are certain things that are going to be changing and whatnot. I understand plenty of people are really pissed off. So many. You should have seen the chat yesterday on the Discord server. Holy shit. Excuse my language, but my God, was that horrible. Like, dude, I can't explain how crazy that chat was. People were going off their bloody knockers, mate, about the update. They were going crazy. People in my comment section were going crazy. It's insane. People were going absolutely apeshit. And they're basically, and I keep telling them, guys, the wargaming staff on the Blitz server are not developers. They are the marketing team. They are the community managers. They are the what do you call it? The community, basically they're meant for people relations and marketing and publicity and all that, right? They are not there. They don't develop the game. They don't make decisions, executive decisions, I should probably say, on the game. Their job is to market the game, communicate with the player base, ask them for feedback, and use that feedback to basically give it to the devs, and then they can design the game and whatnot. And then obviously the higher-ups basically make the decision. So for you guys to go absolutely crazy at them, it's not their fault. They just work for the company, for God's sake. It's like saying me, because you get the cars ready, blah, 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 at Porsche, Porsche dealership, it's your fault that this car has these faults. I go, no, it's not. This is a factory issue. It's got nothing to do with me. Anyway, my point is, I get where you guys are coming from. I understand. But at the same time, give it a try. When I hopefully get accepted for the Ultra Test, by the way, look at Canal. Look how cool Canal looks. Come on. There's also a little detail here that I want to show you that you probably missed out. Here, that part there. Did you see the snow that came down off the roof of that building? I mentioned it when I was reacting, but that is part of the physics, right? There's also bits of rubble and dirt that will come out underneath the track, right, when you're driving over different terrain. You don't see that in Blitz. These are the little aspects that makes Unreal Engine amazing. And can I just say, for those of you freaking out about your phone and your devices blowing up, and relax. Wargaming have said that it should be okay, it should be fine to run Unreal Engine and whatever on anything as old as an iPhone 7, like an old Samsung Galaxy S, like an S9 or something, right? Or an S7, right? Something like that. Like anything from that era, and like an older laptop that's got 4 gigs of RAM or something, or whatever it may be, you should be able to run on most devices currently. Anything that's older than 5 years should be able to run the Blitz engine, right? The new Blitz engine that's coming out. So you should be okay. Don't need to freak out. Don't need to freak out. Anyway, guys, overall, I am excited for this update. For some reason, I can't be excited for this update because clearly there's some people that get butthurt. Oh, the fuck you talking about, bro? What are you smoking? Blah, 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 blah. It's like, I unsubbed from you because it's just Blitz is getting destroyed. I'm like, dude, I couldn't care less if you unsubbed. I'm not here to force people to sub. I'm here to help people understand. I was just enjoying it. I was just enjoying watching and reacting to the update. Now I actually have actual evidence and proof and information. I can actually talk about it and break things down. So, as I said, to basically sum up everything, we have vintage tiers. So the current tier 1 to 3 are going to be grouped into vintage tiers. Everything above tier 3, so 4 is going to be the new tier 1, and upwards until we get to tier 10, which is going to be tier 7. I know it's confusing, but it is what it is. If you have any tanks that you've researched in the tech tree and you've sold, we suggest that you buy it back, because you're not going to have the opportunity to do so again. It's like you're going to start over again. Any resources that you have was another big thing. Any resources, gold, free XP, certificates, whatever it may be, they're all going to be transferred from your account into the new update. Don't forget, this is a completely different game, yes, but it's not going to change the fact. At the end of the day, people are so opposed to change. You guys asked for this. You asked for Blitz to be reworked. You asked for something new and exciting. This is new and exciting. Yes, there are some things that, honestly, I don't know what the hell Wargaming were thinking. And I can't wait to try them, because I'm going to tell you exactly what I think of them. But otherwise, it's great. I think it's cool. I think it's exciting. It's getting me all jittery now. I want to learn more about this. Now, again, I'm going to make a couple more videos talking about other things that might pop up as well. But regardless, there's going to be a tutorial that's going to be coming out hopefully tomorrow, where I talk about how you can restore your tanks that you've sold over the years without being charged double the price. Guys, I need to head off now. Love you all. Look after yourselves. Look after your friends and family. Peace in the Middle East. And of course, stay safe on the battlefield. Bye for now and take care.